The year was 1985, and the roads of Britain were changing. The oil crisis was fading into memory, drivers were seeking practicality with a hint of modern style, and Vauxhall was ready to deliver something that would define an entire generation of family motoring, the Vauxhall Astra Mark II. Built in Luton, engineered with precision, and marketed as the car for everyone, the 1985 Astra quickly became a symbol of affordable reliability. It wasn't just another hatchback. It was a statement from Vauxhall that they could compete with the very best from Europe. At first glance, the Astra looked like a step into the future. Gone were the boxy, heavy lines of the past. In their place came a sleek, aerodynamic body that cut through the air far more efficiently than its rivals. The design was simple but modern, clean surfaces, flush glass, and tight proportions that made it look purposeful and compact. It carried the distinctive Vauxhall grille with pride, framed by rectangular headlamps that gave it a serious, determined expression. For many British families, this was the car that represented progress, the moment when ordinary commuting became something a little more refined. The Astra was offered in a range of body styles: a practical 5-door hatchback, a sportier 3-door, an estate for families, and even a saloon for those who preferred a traditional look. Each version was cleverly packaged to maximize space, with a surprisingly roomy cabin and a boot that could swallow luggage, shopping, or even the occasional DIY project. It was a car built for real life, not just glossy adverts. Inside, the Astra's cabin reflected the growing confidence of Vauxhall's design team. The dashboard was neatly laid out, with large, clearly marked dials and switchgear that felt solid to the touch. The driving position was excellent for its time, upright and commanding, giving great visibility all around. Materials were simple but durable, and while luxury wasn't the priority, everything was designed with usability in mind. Ventilation controls, the heater, and the radio were all within easy reach. In higher trims, you could even get plush seats, a digital clock, and a hint of sportiness with two-tone upholstery. Under the bonnet, the 1985 Astra offered a choice of engines that catered to almost everyone. The range began with the modest 1.3-litre and 1.4-litre petrol units, known for the dependability and low running costs. For those seeking more punch, the 1.6 and 1.8-litre engines added genuine pace, particularly when fitted in the sporty SR and GTE models. There was even a 1.6-litre diesel version for the economy-minded driver, proving that Vauxhall understood the growing importance of fuel efficiency in the 1980s. The real highlight of the range, however, was the Astra GTE. Launched alongside the standard models, it brought excitement to the family car market. With a 1.8-litre fuel-injected engine producing around 115 horsepower, it could sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 9 seconds, impressive for its era. It featured a digital dashboard that looked like something out of a science fiction film, sports suspension, and bold body graphics that made it instantly recognizable. The GTE wasn't just fast for a Vauxhall, it was fast, full stop. It went head-to-head with the Golf GTI and Ford Escort XR3i, and many British drivers still remember it fondly as their first taste of proper performance. What really set the 1985 Astra apart was the way it drove. The steering was light yet precise, making it easy to maneuver through narrow city streets. The suspension provided a fine balance between comfort and control, soaking up rough roads without feeling soft or disconnected. On the motorway, it cruised quietly and confidently, and on country lanes, it could surprise you with its agility. It wasn't luxurious, but it felt solid, planted, and reassuring. A car that inspired confidence behind the wheel. Vauxhall engineers worked hard on aerodynamics and weight reduction, giving the Astra a noticeable advantage in fuel economy. Many owners reported over 40 miles per gallon, a figure that was impressive at the time. Maintenance was straightforward, parts were cheap and widely available, and the mechanicals were famously robust. It was no wonder the Astra became one of the most common sights on British roads throughout the late 80s. Beyond the mechanics, the Astra carried a sense of pride. For countless British families, it was their first new car, their first long motorway trip, or their first taste of independence. It was the car you could trust to start every morning, to take the kids to school, or to make the long drive to the seaside without complaint. Its simplicity was its strength, and its modesty was its charm. In terms of safety and technology, the 1985 Astra might seem basic by today's standards, but it was competitive for its time. Crumple zones, side impact protection, and improved braking systems helped raise the bar for small family cars. Optional extras like rear wipers, halogen lights, and head restraints showed that Vauxhall was keeping pace with the evolving expectations of the market. The Astra's success wasn't confined to the UK. Across Europe, it was sold under the Opel Kadett name, where it enjoyed the same popularity. The shared engineering meant that Vauxhall could compete internationally with giants like Volkswagen and Ford. And for a while, it truly did. Reviews praised its build quality, value for money, and strong performance, helping cement its reputation as one of the decade's most dependable cars. Even today, the 1985 Astra has a loyal following.